Good afternoon. Clock says it's 4 o'clock, so it must be concert time. So first thing, and if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, hello, glad to have you with us. First thing I need to address, probably because most of you have come to concerts before and you're saying, what, we don't face this way anymore, this is weird, why aren't we looking that way? And if you're home watching on YouTube or Facebook, turn your chair 90 degrees and then you'll understand what everybody here had to do. And that will be, and the reason being, yes, we usually do all of our concerts facing over that way where the shell is, but today we're using the organ and I couldn't figure out how to drag the organ that far over. So, and it seemed strange in the middle of a concert to have everybody have to turn around and face a different direction for the organ. So we're this way. So, thank you to Emmanuel Lutheran Church for this wonderful space, whatever direction we may be facing. And it is our new home. Well, it's not new anymore. It's been our home for Tuba Bach for 5 years now, and we love it here. It looks great. It sounds great. It's a fun place to be in. So many, many thanks to Emmanuel. If you would like to come to Emmanuel more than just for concerts, the chairs are facing this way on Sunday mornings, and instead of a piano, there's an altar and all that. Come to church. It'd be great. Thank you to Jeff Gabalis and Paul Hillman for taking care of the live stream things, and for those listening on the radio, thanks to Steve Masters back at 97.3, Sunny 97.3, and glad you could join us that way. If you are here particularly in the audience and you have one of these devices, would you please do something to it so it doesn't make any noise for the next hour and a half? If you really, really, really feel like you must play on your phone and you can't help yourself, towards the back, where is it? Yeah, 3 pages from the end, I think. There's a helpful little Venmo code in there, and you can use your phone and you can donate to Tuba Bach that way and do constructive things with your telephone. So we'd appreciate that. Every time you feel the urge to look at your emails or something, just Venmo another $20 and that'll be great. Here we are, the beginning officially of the Tuba Bach season, of the 2025 season, our 20th year. That's pretty cool. That's exciting. And especially for being our 20th year, there's just a very few people that have been here for all 20 of those years. And I guess I'm one of them. And here I am, so I'll be here. Mom's Cookies are one of them, so you'll see those afterwards. And Adriana, they help you get in the door. Noah, I think, in some form or another, has been part of most of them, although when we started, he was 5. And we didn't really get him on stage till he was 7. So he took the first 2 years off. But the other person that's been on stage all of those, every one of those years, is Phil Sinder, who is here today. And we're especially celebrating. He is in his final month, the big countdown, and going to retire after a long and amazing career at MSU. So super pleased to have Noah here and Phil here especially, and then 2 of his current students, Patrick Mulligan and Michael Kirby. So we've got a program of lots of tuba stuff. Usually when people say, Tuba Bach, what's tuba? I don't know about tuba music. I say, oh, it's not all tubas and it's, well, today it is. So today it's all tubas and euphoniums, but we throw in some percussion and piano and all that. And but a mix of some quartets and quintets and trios and duos and things like that. So I hope that you enjoy, and we're going to get started. This first piece, this Whirlwind by Brian Balmages, I'm excited about it. It's kind of a wind, sketches, and all the different winds that are out there. I think Phil, as soon as that last day of commencement happens, is headed over to his sailboat in Muskegon and playing in the wind all summer. So it's a fitting piece. So we're going to start with that. Please welcome Phil Sinder over here, and Michael Kirby, and Patrick Mulligan, and Noel Mallett, and we're going to start the program. Here we go. Thanks very much. So we're going to kind of go back and forth and do some things, but throughout the course of the program, I get to do three. They started out 3 duets with Phil, and then they ended up trios because we added Noah in because it was just that much more fun. So there's 3 kind of international things. There's a Spanish one and an Azerbaijani one, and then, as Phil says, this is an American one written by a German. So the German ragtime. I got to switch horns, and then we'll do it.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Well, you just heard our longest piece and our shortest piece. And we have so many short and interesting pieces with different combinations today. We hope you enjoy our whole program. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for being with us for the program live. What a nice audience. So many people I've seen before, friends. I appreciate you coming out and supporting this for the 20th year. It's just amazing. And it's great to perform with Ed, to perform with 2 of my undergraduate seniors from MSU, and especially to perform with the person who's doing a little bit of everything today, Noah Mallett. And so next we're going, my push over the years with Ed is to include a work of Bach on this program in some way, at least the programs I'm connected with. And if you've read the program, you see this is sort of faux Bach. Because the composer was a publisher, and he published it as a work of J.C. Bach so he could make money, but Henri Casadessus was an entrepreneur and publisher and violist and music historian, and so he wrote this piece in the style of J.C. Bach, and it became pretty famous. It's a whole concerto, and we're just going to play the second movement, the lyrical movement. It's a really beautiful work, and I want you to enjoy what those of us who toil in the bass clef like to enjoy, because when you go hear orchestras and bands, you tend to focus on the top voice or the most prominent or loudest or flashiest thing. But those of us who play in the bottom of the band and orchestra really take pride in creating a great sound and providing a framework for the band and orchestra, and also looking forward to short moments when we might have a featured passage of some kind or other. And this piece is in the lower echelon of the tuba even. In fact, you saw I'm playing two different instruments on this program. And so I'm playing this on my larger orchestral instrument because it's down in the range of the double bass or the contrabassoon. But I think it still comes across really well. It's an amazing piece. So we'd like to play the Adagio by Henri Casadesus.
time for another quartet. So I'm had a great time the last 2 weeks being able to go down to Lansing and work on these quartet pieces and get to know Michael and Patrick, and it's great to have them come be a part, and it's been so much fun to go back and remember what it's like with the teaching going on, and so much of the teaching in the studio happened, you know, with the playing as well. So it wasn't just do this, do that. Phil always had a horn out, and that's why these duets are so much fun to get to come back and do that. I remember that from, you know, from the days when I was there, and to just watch the teaching going on with the quartet, not just to these guys, but to me too, has been a lot of fun. So this is Jan Ketchier's Volkenschatten. Jeff Gabalis, back that's doing the live stream, asked me beforehand, he said, so when there's these multi-movement things, so that I know what to put on the screen, are there obvious breaks in between movements and things like that? With a tuba quartet, just saying, all the time, if there's a change in movements, is always a great shot to get rid of water that came from God only knows where, and then refill. So there's always a water dumping and water drinking, and then that's how you know we're in between movements. So that's what happens. So Volkenschatten cloud sketches. It's a very cloudy day. Think of clouds. 3 different movements worth of clouds. Sorry. There you go, sir.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Patrick Mulligan. Just wanted to say a quick thing. Thank you so much to Ed for letting me come and play. Thank you for coming to see us. We really appreciate it. My piece is called The Holy Well. It's something I'm going to play on my senior recital coming up in April. So it sounded great, and Ed wanted something short and slow. So here you go.
Okay, hello again. Hope you're enjoying the diversity of music today. We have a composer next, David Gillingham, who's been present for this event and is connected to both Ed and myself and a number of you here in Big Rapids. Taught for many years at Central Michigan University. He was a graduate of Michigan State. Dale Hobart reminded me that the Big Rapids Symphonic Band with Ed Mallett as soloist premiered his composition Vintage here in town some 30 or more years ago.
Something like that.
All right. That's one of the staples in the euphonium repertoire. And we have a piece to play for you next that is a trio for these instruments, euphonium, tuba, and piano, but only because of another piece that I had a hand in, a divertimento for horn, tuba, and piano that was written in 1993. And when one of my colleagues from Tennessee heard a performance of that, he said, well, David, you have to write a piece for euphonium, tuba, and piano, which he did. And I don't think that fellow ever got around to premiering it because David called me, this would have been 97 or 98, and said, I have this piece I'd like to show you, and we'd like to get it performed. And so Ed jumped on it, and with all of our connections, we premiered it at MSU, and it has also become a really popular work. You know, there's not that many pieces for euphonium, tuba, and piano, but it's a really, really great piece. It's been played all over the place and recorded, and we think you'll enjoy the wittiness of his writing, the way in which the piano functions versus the euphonium and tuba. And so, is that enough? Okay. Great. We hope you enjoy the diversive elements.
Hello, I'm Michael Kirby, and like Patrick, I'd like to express thanks to Ed for allowing the both of us to be out here today. It's been a lot of fun so far, and it was a lot of fun to put together. So the next piece on this program is an original composition of mine entitled Spitfire. So this is going to eventually be the first movement of the tuba concerto that I'm writing. So without saying too many words, this movement is my best attempt at writing a guitar solo for the tuba. You know, if a guitar player can do it, it can't be that hard, so I thought I might be willing to try that. So again, thank you to Noah Mallett for accompanying me on this. I've never had any formal composition training, and he was very helpful in our rehearsals with this, so thank you to him, and thank you to Ed. Without further ado, here is Spitfire.
know how many of you knew, I mean, there's this concert going on today. There's another MSU thing happening today too. That I guess some people knew about. And I apologize for the timing. Who knew way back when I scheduled this concert that they'd be playing a ball game at 5 o'clock today? So there has been much made in the news for the last, well, for a long time, but especially in recent weeks about Tom Izzo and what an amazing coach he is in his 30-year career and all that. And I just want to say that that Tom could learn a lot. Not that he has a lot to learn, but if he still needs to, he could run across the Red Cedar River over to the music building. And this gentleman here's got 10 years plus on him. And for all of the the amazing athletes that Izzo has had, the fine motor athletes that come out of the music department, and you know, you don't see it as much, but all the fingers doing what they do and the lips doing what they do and all of that. I don't think there's a better coach in the world anywhere. So it has been fantastic. And so in the world of athletics, there's trophies for this and for that and everything else. And so this was coming into the 20th year and all that. Hopefully this is the first of many of these, but the very, very well-deserved first. I said, what do we do? So the logo that's been on, with Tuba Bach ever since the beginning, we call him Bubba, because that's just two Buzz. So Bubba has been around, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to have a little Bubba statue? And who better to ask than, more family stuff. Amazing daughter Gwen, who is, I think a lot of you know, fantastic art that's around town and everywhere else. But I tasked Gwen with creating our Bubba statuette. It's like the Oscars and the Emmys and all that, but it's the Bubbas. And I wanted Phil to have the very first Bubba come on up. Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh man. With all of that, so here's one of those duets that I said were such a staple of lessons and all that. This is a Spanish thing. We put Noah to work on the cajon, and there you go, perfect. Yeah. So this is Canela Fina, fine cinnamon.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the whole reason we're in this orientation today is for this fine organ over here, because we have a piece for you for tuba and organ that was commissioned from NOAA just 3 years ago. And the purpose was, we have an alumni chapel at MSU, and the organ was renovated 3 years ago. It has a beautiful instrument in it now. Laterno, I think, is the organ maker. And so to celebrate that concert, each of the brass faculty played a solo, and there were, I think, 4 solos that I knew of for organ and tuba, and none of them really fit the occasion. So I asked Noah to write a piece. He has this crafty way of putting together instruments that, besides their size, don't really function together regularly, but in this piece we have wonderful dialogue back and forth. Now, he has designed this for a pipe organ, and as you imagine, when a keyboardist goes from piano to piano, it's stressful enough, but when you go from one organ to another organ, it's really a unique experience. And so this piece will have a little different nature to it than how it might sound with pipe organ, but it's a really playful, fun piece. So we hope you enjoy his composition, Psalm 33.
All right, we're in the home stretch, only 2 more timeouts remaining. We're almost there. So, Noah, after you get that set, I need your help with this. So, yeah, the last of the duets here, and thank you all for coming. The Bubba Award was a lot of fun to do, and while I had Gwen doing that, I said, oh, but I want to do something too. And out in the shop, this is one of those things that I probably should have done, back 30 years ago when I was there and I could sit in the studio, but now for the living room, and Noah's getting out from behind, but Fred left, but appreciate Fred's workshop and being able to get down where tools are and things and stuff. But one of the things that I've done over the years and like to do, so there's a special one for Phil, but yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it is a music stand for Bill. Take a stand, sir.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my God. That is so cool.
Well, you can use it if you want. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is the one that needs like 6 pages or something. Well, we have reached the end. Thank you all so much for coming and for kicking off season number 20 for Tuba Bach. Thank you so much for being here. Again, thank you to all the folks that make the live stream possible and the radio broadcast. Thank you, Jeff and Paul and Steve. Thank you to Emmanuel Lutheran Church once again. To our platinum sponsors, Ferris State University has been with us right since the very beginning in 2006. And the Marlis Myron Memorial Fund that helps us do educational outreach programs and things of that sort. The Michigan Arts and Culture Council and the National Endowment for the Arts. That's a particular one that I know I've said over the years. Call your Congress people and thank them for supporting the arts. This year especially, we are not sure where things are going. I just got a note from the Michigan Arts and Culture Council that says, we don't know. But get your stuff ready in case we can give and donate. But please, if you feel so inclined, let your representatives know that the arts are important to you and to keep them funded and important and keep them going. And of course to Michigan State University. So I mentioned things that have been a tradition, Mom's Cookies. So after this final piece, head over to Fellowship Hall and she's got happy celebration, happy retirement cookies for Phil and for you too. You don't have to retire to have Mom's Cookies. Watch your mailbox for the season mailing. It's set. I know what's going on, I think. It's here in your program. You can have a look at it. I'm excited about it. Coming up on June 22nd, Doreen Ketchens is back. She was here in 2018, and it was amazing then, and it's going to be amazing now. She's just absolutely fabulous. Here from New Orleans, and her clarinet, and then Alvin Waddles will be joining us as we did before. So that's our June 22nd show. The whole festival season, going back to how it all began with the cello suites, which is why it's Tuba Bach and there's 6 weeks and all that. I'll explain more in September, but it's going to be a whole lot of fun to reimagine those with how those suites can happen with puppets, with my friends from Venezuela, with jazz flavoring with them, with Alvin and Dave Taylor and Marion Hayden and Mike Dees will be here for that one, and then a prog rock approach to all of that because that's part of where I came from, and then a Celtic approach the 5th week, and then at the movies with soundtracks and playing along, so imagine that, and then our Christmas concert with the McLean Family Band. So that's the whole season, and we look forward to seeing you lots of times. Next Sunday is the last of our MSU, Tuba Bach Presents MSU concerts, and I want to make sure I pronounce or get the right name because it changed on me several times. The Marana String Quartet is here next Sunday at 4 o'clock. We'll actually face that way again. So that'll be good. So please come and support them. And that whole partnership with MSU has been spectacular. Looking forward to more years of that. If you would like to be on our mailing list to make sure that you get all of these things, if you're not, you know if you are or not because you get mail from me. If you don't get mail from me, make sure you are on our mailing list. Talk to Adriana or Jane, and they will get your address down, and you will get this next piece of mail that comes out. There are lots of businesses and institutions and things that are displayed with ads in the program. There are lots of names that are listed. I think many of you recognize your own name when you see it in there. If you're not in there and you would like to be in there, we'd be happy to make that happen. I am so happy that 20 years into it, we still don't have to charge for our concerts. That's an important thing to me, and we're going to keep on doing it that way. But of course, they're not free, so we appreciate you all paying at a different time. So thank you for your support, and if you would like to do that today, I mentioned the Venmo code that's in here. There's 2 old tubas out by the door. They take donations. There's an address in here where you can mail. So we look forward to that, and thank you very much for your support. That's my whole list. Thank you once again to Patrick Mulligan for coming up. Great to have you here. And Michael Kirby III. And it is always a pleasure, always a treat to get to play with my kid, Noah. So good to have him here. And since we're talking about kids, an extra quick shout out. Thank you to Gwen for Bubba. Yay. And a hugest thank you of all to Phil. So not just for today, but for all 20 years and all 40 plus years and all that. Thank you so much. Final piece, Sleeping Giants from Lenny Niehaus, and we will see you over in the cookie room in just a couple minutes. 2 measures, yeah. Okay.